Hello, in this video we are going to build a responsive navigation bar with drop-down menus. We are going to use the new Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 5 is still in alpha, so don't use this code on a live website, but I don't see any reason why this tutorial shouldn't work on Bootstrap 4. So if you don't want to use Bootstrap 5, you can just follow everything using the Bootstrap 4 version of the framework. Okay, so Bootstrap 5 can be accessed on this temporary domain. Click here to download the framework. I've already downloaded. I already have a basic HTML document set up. Here is my Bootstrap folders I just downloaded, and here is my project. So I just have an index.html file. I have an assets folder, and it contains a CSS folder, an images folder, and the JS folder. So in the CSS folder, I have a style.css. This is completely empty. So let's just copy the Bootstrap CSS here, and also we need to copy the Bootstrap JS. Don't worry about the jQuery, we won't need it in this tutorial. Okay, and if we open the code editor, I already have the Bootstrap CSS linked, and I have my custom CSS file also linked. And here in the bottom, above the closing body tag, I have the Bootstrap JavaScript file. I just need to edit this because I added the bundle version. Okay, and I just added some dummy text here, so the page wouldn't be so empty. So if I just save it and I refresh the site, we have the content, but we don't have anything in the header, and basically this is where we are going to work. So let's go back to the Bootstrap website, go to Docs, Components, and go to the Navbar section, and here we are going to select a navigation. Let's choose this one. Just click here to copy and add it here between the header tags. And if we save it and refresh our site, we have our navigation. Okay, let's also get some Google fonts. I'm going to use this Montserrat, and here we can just select which one we want to use. Click here to embed and copy this link and go back to the site, and just below the title add it. Okay, and we also need this. And if you go to the style.css, we just add this to the body. Okay, so now the entire document is going to use this font. Okay, and if we refresh our website, the text should change. Okay, so now we are using the Montserrat font. Now let's do some editing, because frankly these default Bootstrap navbars are not very nice. Okay, so first of all, let's add a couple of more menu items. So let's go back to index.html and just copy this part and add it twice. Let's call this, I don't know, blog, and this one pages, whatever. Okay, we can also add a logo instead of this text logo. We can just go here and let's remove this and let's add an image. And let's select an image. I already have one. Let's say I want to move this item to the right, but leave the rest here. We can do that very easily. We just need to add a few more classes here. We need to come here and add a width utility that Bootstrap uses, and this is what we want to move. Let's call this menu item my profile, and here we need to add a custom class. Let's save this and go to the style.css, and this class is going to be inside the navbar nav and this list item. Okay, so and let's add the margin left, and this should be auto, and let's add margin right 50 pixel. Okay, let's save it and refresh, and now this drop-down menu is on the right. Okay, let's add drop-down menu here too. So let's go back, and if we want to do that, we need to add this class to the main list item, and we also need to add this drop-down toggle class to the link, and we need these two. And now we need to add another unordered list below the A tag. Okay, and if we save it and refresh, now we have another drop-down menu. I don't really like the design of this menu, so let's do something about it. Okay, first of all, I don't want rounded corners, and I want to change the borders. So let's do that. So basically, this is the drop-down menu, so we will need to target this this class. So let's go to the style.css and add some code here. So first of all, we will need the ID, and within this we will need to target the drop-down menu. Okay, so border radius is 0. Let's see if we targeted the correct class. Let's refresh. And yes, we don't have rounded corners anymore. Okay, so let's add some more here. Okay, so basically I will only have one border on the top. Let's save it. Refresh. Okay, so now I only have this top border. By default the style is solid, but let's add it anyway. And border color. Okay, let's refresh. Now the border is blue. Okay, let's bring this drop-down menu a little bit down. So this top border would be on the same line as the bottom of the navigation. Let's add a margin top, 17 pixel. Okay, now it's down. Let's add some box shadow here. Okay, so we added support for the Chrome browser as well. Let's save it and refresh. And now it won't blend into the background if the background is white. If I hover over the drop-down menu items, you can see that on the top there is some padding between the first item and the top border, and here down also the last item and the last part of the menu. So let's just add some padding 0 to the top and bottom. Okay, let's save it, refresh, and okay, now we don't have those. I want to add some separator line between the menu items, so let's do that. We are going to need to target the list item within this, so we just need to add one li here, and let's add the border bottom, 1 pixel solid. This will do. Now we have kind of separated the items. I want to change the hover state for these menu items. So we are going to need the same here. Let's just use the same color. Let's change the text color to white, and let's add some transition, maybe 0.4 second. Now we have a nice transition effect on the hover. Let's change the font size here. Maybe 13 pixel, and let's add some padding. Okay, now it looks much better. Let's add some space between this navigation and the content. So we just add maybe here we add margin top class. So now it looks much better than the default one, but I don't like the way this drop-down menu appears. I want to add a little bit of animation. So when I click here, the drop-down menu would kind of slide down. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's go back to the CSS and let's add some more code here. So first of all, let's add a class animate. And first we add an animation duration. We can add the WebKit version. We add an animation fill mode, and this is going to be both. And we also add the WebKit prefix. Okay, so the animation duration should be pretty straightforward. This is basically how long the animation will last. And the fill mode is basically specifies the style for the target element when the animation is not playing. So we will need to add this class to the element that we want to animate. In this case, our drop-down menu. So let's go here, and here we add the class animate, but we are not ready yet because we are going to need to add keyframes. So let's add some keyframes here. And let's call this animation slide down. And here we will use percentages to indicate when something should happen. So let's start with 0%. And here we will use transform, and we will scale on the y-axis, and we add 0 here. Okay, because at the beginning we don't see anything. We also add transform origin property, and here we add center top 0. And then we'll add 100%. So when the drop-down menu is down, and here we will basically just need this again, and here we add 1, and if we want we can add prefix support, and now we just need to create a class with this. Okay, and basically we are done, but we will need to also add this class here where we want to use it. Okay, and okay, maybe I'll just add a few more so we can better see it. Okay, and okay, so currently this is how it looks like, and if we refresh, now we have a nice animation. It kind of slowly expands from the top. We also have a drop-down menu here, but we haven't added the classes from here. So here we need to add those classes. let's save it. And if we refresh, now we have the same effect here. Okay, by the way, if we remove these transform origin properties, then we have another kind of animation. Let's refresh. Now it looks like this. Okay, so I suggest going to this w3schools.com website, and here under the CSS, just look for transitions and animations and just experiment with it. You can create really cool animations for this navigation menu. So basically, using the Bootstrap navigation, we can create some really nice navigation menus. If you just add a few lines of CSS, I imagine building this from scratch would take a pretty long time. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye bye.